6 habits that silently decrease physiology and sexual health in men after age 60. You still feel desire, but things just aren't the same anymore, are they? Not as strong, not as responsive, and sometimes you barely feel anything at all. You're not alone. Millions of men over 60 are facing the same silent decline, and most have no idea what's really causing it. Because here's the truth. Sexual health isn't just about masculinity, it's about understanding. And sometimes it's the smallest daily habits, things you do without even thinking, that slowly damage your testosterone, your heart, and the delicate nerves in your pelvic region. Low hormones without warning, sleeping in the wrong position, cutting off blood flow, masturbating the wrong way and hurting your heart without a single symptom until it's too late. In this video, you'll uncover 6 small but dangerous habits that are quietly ruining men's sexual health after 60, and how to fix them with simple, natural changes. Watch to the very end, because I'll reveal the perfect time of day when your body naturally boosts testosterone, restores sensitivity, and reconnects you with pleasure. No pills, no shame, just real results. Number 1. Signs of low testosterone. You're ignoring. After age 60, your body doesn't send loud warnings. It whispers. And one of the most dangerous whispers is the silent drop in testosterone that too many men ignore until it's too late. You may think feeling tired is just getting older, or that losing muscle. Struggling with sleep, or feeling emotionally flat is just part of the deal. It's not. These are classic signs that your testosterone levels are falling, and they're not to be taken lightly. Testosterone is more than just a sex hormone. It's the fuel behind your energy, your mood, your muscle strength, your mental clarity, and yes, your desire. When levels decline, everything slows down. You may notice you're gaining fat around your belly despite eating the same, or that your usual workouts feel harder, less effective. Even small things like a weaker grip, dry skin, thinning hair, or lower morning erections are signals your body is trying to tell you something is off. What makes it worse is that most men chalk it up to aging. But aging doesn't have to mean giving up vitality. The truth is, testosterone levels can often be supported, naturally, if you recognize the decline early. Left unchecked, low testosterone doesn't just affect your bedroom. It increases your risk of depression, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even memory loss. So how do you know it's happening? Pay attention to 3 areas: body, mind, and mood. If you're feeling unmotivated, having trouble concentrating, and waking up exhausted despite sleep, it's time to ask deeper questions. If your muscles feel softer, your sex drive is lower, and your patience is shorter than it used to be, don't ignore it. You don't have to jump to medications. Small shifts in your daily routine can make a real difference. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Cut back on processed sugar and get 15 to 20 minutes of morning sunlight to trigger natural testosterone production. Strength training, even just twice a week, sends powerful hormonal signals to your brain and body. And if you're carrying extra belly fat, losing even 5 to 10 pounds can reduce estrogen and free up more usable testosterone. In short, your body is speaking. The question is, are you listening? Don't wait until the damage is obvious. Spotting the early signs of testosterone decline isn't just about sex. It's about keeping your edge, your strength, and your sense of self well into your later years. Choose to act now. Number 2. Peeing after ejaculation. Thought to be good, but harmful. Many men believe that urinating immediately after ejaculation is a healthy habit. They think it cleans out the system or prevents infection. But the truth is, doing it too soon can actually cause more harm than good, especially as you get older. What most men don't realize is that the body needs a moment to reset. Forcing urination right after climax puts unnecessary strain on the bladder, the urethra, and even the prostate. After ejaculation, your body enters a brief recovery phase called the refractory period. During this time, your pelvic muscles are still tense, your nervous system is shifting from a state of stimulation to rest, and your urethra is transitioning from carrying semen to returning to normal urinary function. Trying to urinate in the middle of this process can create pressure and confusion in the urinary tract. It's like forcing a pipe to switch functions without giving it time to flush out properly. This pressure can lead to residual semen being pushed backward, irritation of the urethra, and even discomfort or a burning sensation during urination. Over time, repeatedly doing this can irritate the bladder lining, weaken pelvic floor coordination, and in some men contribute to chronic prostatitis symptoms, pelvic pain, frequent urges to urinate, and difficulty fully emptying the bladder. Another hidden risk is tied to the prostate. In older men, the prostate is often already enlarged or sensitive. Forcing urination right after ejaculation can tighten the already stressed muscles around the prostate, increasing inflammation and reducing blood flow. That may lead to discomfort, slower recovery after sex, or even urinary retention in severe cases. So what's the right thing to do? Wait. Give your body just a few minutes. Let the pelvic floor relax. Breathe deeply. Hydrate. Allow your nervous system to shift naturally before heading to the bathroom. You'll find urination becomes easier, more complete, and far less irritating. It's not about avoiding the bathroom. It's about respecting your body's process. Most men were never taught this. We live in a culture that praises speed and routine. But when it comes to your health, especially your sexual health, timing matters. And if you've been experiencing discomfort after sex or sudden urges to urinate, this one simple change might make a huge difference. Your body isn't a machine, it's a system. Give it time to reset, and it will reward you with better performance, less irritation, and long-term comfort. Number 3, exercise when your body is tired. A heart attack may be waiting. Many older men push through fatigue to maintain their sexual routine, thinking it's just part of staying active or proving vitality. But what they don't realize is that having sex or masturbating when your body is physically or mentally exhausted can be a serious cardiac risk, especially after the age of 60. The heart is already under pressure during sexual arousal and orgasm, and when your system is weak or drained, that added stress can be the tipping point for a cardiac event. Here's the truth. Sexual activity is not light exercise. It causes a sudden spike in blood pressure, heart rate, and oxygen demand, similar to running up a flight of stairs. When your body is rested, nourished, and hydrated, it can handle that temporary stress. But when you're sleep-deprived, dehydrated, or emotionally burned out, your cardiovascular system is already strained. That's when sex becomes risky, not rewarding. Many cases of early morning heart attacks or post-orgasm collapses are linked to this exact mistake, engaging in sexual activity before the body's ready. You wake up tired, maybe you skipped dinner or slept poorly, but you go ahead with your routine, thinking it's harmless. But beneath the surface, your nervous system is overactivated, your blood vessels are constricted, and your heart is working harder to compensate. That's when dizziness, palpitations, shortness of breath, or in the worst-case scenario, a heart attack can strike. And no, this isn't just fear-mongering. Studies show that the risk of cardiac events increases significantly during sexual activity in people with undiagnosed or unmanaged heart conditions. And exhaustion only amplifies that risk. The problem is, most men don't connect the dots. They assume the fatigue, chest tightness, or lightheadedness afterward is just aging or just stress. But those are your body's warning signs. Ignore them, and you may not get a second chance. So what should you do instead? Listen to your body. If you're tired, take time to rest. If you didn't sleep well, if you're recovering from an illness, or you've been feeling weak, don't force sexual activity. Wait until late afternoon or early evening when your energy stabilizes, blood flow improves, and your nervous system is more balanced. That's when sex becomes safe again, not a risk. In short, your body is not against you. It's trying to protect you. Respect its limits, and you'll protect not just your pleasure, but your life. Number 4, wrong sleeping position, compressing the genital nerves. Most men never think twice about how they sleep. But if you're over 60, your sleeping position could be silently damaging the nerves and blood vessels that support your sexual health. Specifically, certain positions can compress the pudendal nerve and restrict blood flow to your pelvic region, leading to numbness, weaker erections, delayed sensitivity, and long-term dysfunction. You may think it's just aging, but in reality, the damage could be happening every single night while you sleep. The most common harmful positions are sleeping on your stomach and sleeping with your thighs tightly pressed together, especially if you use a hard mattress or curl into a fetal position. These positions put direct pressure on the lower pelvis, where crucial nerve pathways pass through. When compressed night after night, these nerves, especially the pudendal nerve, can become irritated or inflamed, leading to what many describe as tingling, dull sensation, or reduced response during sexual activity. Another problem is reduced circulation. When you sleep in a way that limits blood flow to your groin area, your sexual organs receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients. Over time, this starves the tissues responsible for arousal and performance. The result? Morning erections become weaker or disappear entirely. Sensation drops, and your ability to climax smoothly begins to fade. What makes this worse is that most men don't make the connection. They wake up feeling stiff, numb, or disconnected and assume it's just another part of getting older. But it's not. It's a repetitive injury, one you can avoid by simply changing how you sleep. So what should you do? First, avoid sleeping on your stomach or in any position that compresses your pelvic region. Instead, try lying on your back with a pillow under your knees. This helps open up your hips, relax your pelvic floor, and reduce pressure on sensitive nerves. If you're a side sleeper, place a pillow between your legs to reduce thigh tension and pelvic misalignment. Your body spends 6 to 8 hours in this position every night. That's 1/3 of your life. The way you sleep matters more than you think, especially when it comes to preserving sensation, circulation, and nerve function in your lower body. In short, if you're noticing reduced sensitivity or performance and haven't considered how you sleep, now's the time. Change your posture, give your nerves room to breathe, and protect the very foundation of your sexual health while you sleep. Number 5, masturbation when stressed. Destroys emotions and real desires. Many men use masturbation as a quick escape from stress. It becomes a way to calm down after a frustrating day, ease loneliness, or distract from anxiety. While this might seem harmless or even helpful in the short term, the long-term consequences are often overlooked. Using sexual release as a coping mechanism during high-stress moments can actually damage your emotional connection to real intimacy and distort your natural desire. Here's why. When you masturbate under stress, your brain begins to associate arousal not with connection, love, or touch, but with relief from tension or emotional pain. You're not pursuing pleasure for its own sake. You're trying to suppress discomfort. This reprograms your reward system. Over time, instead of experiencing healthy desire driven by attraction or emotional bonding, your body begins to crave release only when you're overwhelmed, anxious, or emotionally disconnected. This rewiring can lead to what many men describe as emotional flatness. You may still be able to perform, but the feelings attached to the act become dull. Real human touch starts to feel less stimulating. Moments of intimacy with a partner feel empty or incomplete. It's not because you've lost love or attraction. It's because your brain has been trained to seek fast relief, not real connection. Worse, this habit can become compulsive. When stress increases, so does the urge to escape through masturbation. But just like emotional eating or excessive drinking, the relief is temporary and often followed by guilt or emptiness. This creates a loop. Stress leads to masturbation, which leads to emotional disconnection, which creates more internal stress. The longer it goes on, the harder it becomes to break. So what's the solution? Awareness. The next time you feel the urge to self-pleasure, ask yourself, am I doing this out of genuine desire, or am I just trying to avoid something I don't want to feel? If the answer is avoidance, pause. Breathe. Go for a walk. Talk to someone. Let the emotion move through you instead of numbing it. When you do choose to engage in self-pleasure, Do it when you're relaxed, present, and emotionally balanced, not as a way to run from discomfort. Pleasure should be a celebration, not an escape. If you want to preserve true desire, deep intimacy, and emotional connection, stop turning stress into your trigger. Your nervous system, your relationships, and your long-term fulfillment all depend on how you choose to relate to your own body, not just in action, but in intention. Number 6, lack of proper circadian rhythm. Not enough testosterone is produced. Most men assume testosterone loss is just a natural part of aging. And while that's partially true, what they don't realize is that your daily habits and routines play a massive role in how your hormones function. Testosterone doesn't just drop on its own. In many cases, it declines because your internal clock, your circadian rhythm, is completely out of sync. And when your rhythm is broken, your body stops producing testosterone at the times it's supposed to. Let's break it down. Your body follows a natural 24-hour hormonal cycle. Testosterone production is highest in the early morning, tapers off during the day, and begins to rebuild again at night. But only if your system is supported with consistent sleep, proper meals, sunlight exposure, and physical activity. When you stay up too late, skip breakfast, overconsume processed foods, or spend most of your day indoors, you're sending mixed signals to your brain, and testosterone shuts down in response. It's not just about poor lifestyle choices, it's about disrupting the timing your body depends on to stay hormonally balanced. Imagine trying to grow a plant but never watering it at the same time, giving it light randomly, and letting the soil dry out completely. That's what your body feels when your rhythm is chaotic. And the result? Low energy, poor sleep, brain fog, weight gain, reduced sex drive, and emotional instability. The worst part is most men don't connect the dots. They go looking for pills, supplements, or treatments, without realizing the real fix is in the foundation of their day. Testosterone can recover, but only if the body feels safe and stable enough to produce it. So what's the solution? Structure your day for hormonal health. Go to bed by 10 to 11 p.m. to allow for peak testosterone production during sleep. Wake up with the sun and get at least 15 minutes of natural light early in the day. Eat a protein-rich breakfast and avoid high-sugar processed foods. Engage in moderate strength training or brisk walks 3 to 4 times a week. Reduce late-night screen time and chronic stress. These small changes realign your body's internal clock, and testosterone often begins to return without any medication. In short, testosterone doesn't just disappear, it adapts to the environment you create. And if your body never knows what to expect, it stops trying to optimize. But if you give it rhythm, structure, and respect, your hormones will respond and you'll feel like yourself again. In the end, it's not the big events, but the small, quiet choices you make every day that shape your sexual health, your energy, and your emotional well-being. A sleeping position, a rushed habit, a moment of stress. These may seem insignificant, but over time, they either build you up or break you down. Your body is always speaking. The real question is, are you listening? Let this be your reminder. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Replace unconscious habits with intentional care. Choose awareness over autopilot. That shift alone can change everything, from your hormones to your confidence to your joy. If this message resonates with you, drop a comment below. I choose to live mindfully and understand my body better. Subscribe to this channel for more real talk and real solutions about men's health after 60. And if you know a man who needs to hear this, share this video, because this kind of wisdom shouldn't be kept in silence. It should be passed on. You're not losing your strength. You're learning how to protect it, and that begins with awareness.